Are we witnessing a smart move or a massive misstep? When people think about EVs, they usually think about Tesla and more latterly BYD. Both are progressive companies that have no fossil fuel vehicles in their range. Or rather, had in BYD's case. BYD is about to abandon the all EV policy with this, the new Sealion 6. This is a Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV sized 5-seater SUV available as a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. My name is Byron Matthew Darkis for CarsGuide.com.au and I'm here to tell you all about BYD's foray into dinosaur fossil fuel technology. Let's roll. Right, it's mid-April and I still don't know what the pricing of this car will be, but by the time you watch this, well, it'll be out. So this is the price above my head right now. Anyway, what I do know is that BYD has really left nothing in terms of equipment and specification out of this particular car. Let's dive and see what that entails. The Sealion 6 has several competitors to contend with, including the Nissan X-Trail e-Power that kicks off from $49,990, the Outlander PHEV from $57,290, and the Honda CR-V Hybrid from $59,900 drive away. Still, the BYD blows them all out the water for equipment, with a panoramic sunroof, 360-degree camera views, an electrically operated tailgate, powered and heated and vented front seats, a massive touchscreen that rotates, an Infinity premium audio system, 2 wireless phone chargers, and even vehicle-to-load functionality that allows electrical appliances to be plugged in, like a TV. How very EV of it. Additionally, while no ANCAP crash test rating currently exists, it certainly ticks most safety boxes, with the usual raft of standard driver assist tech including AEB, cross-traffic braking and lane support systems. Plus, though it falls short of Mitsubishi's 10-year warranty, the BYD's is more generous than most. Check out my Sealion 6 review at carsguide.com.au for more detailed information. And that's just the entry-level dynamic. The premium adds a head-up display, a turbocharger for stronger petrol engine performance, and 2 electric motors for all-wheel drive. The only thing missing in both models is a spare wheel, as you'll be stuck with just a tyre repair kit, which is just not good enough, BYD. Larger than most medium SUVs, the Sealion 6 is longer and wider than its immediate competition, though also slightly lower, giving it a sleeker and slightly more coupe SUV-like silhouette. That said, compared to the striking Seal sedan, the BYD is based on an older design and is in fact a recent facelift of a pleasant if quite generic looking model available in China since 2020, the Song Plus. That facelift, by the way, brought what appears to be a shamelessly Porsche Macan-like nose and a very BMW SUV-esque rear end, leaving us in no doubt about BYD's aspirations here. Mark that as another strike against originality from China. Oh well, at least there's a bit more freshness inside, and it's pretty spacious too. Okay, we're in the premium version of Sealion 6, and like every BYD sold in Australia, it does have a really nicely presented and well-built interior that seems to have good quality fittings. The driver position is absolutely excellent. There's this large screen that does its little rotating thing, which seems to be a BYD specialty. And you've got an electronic instrumentation panel here that's multi-adjustable or configurable rather, so you can get the look that you want. There's a wireless phone charger, cup holders, plenty of storage. The seats feel quite comfortable. They're kind of slightly squishy, but supportive. And vision out is pretty good too. Fairly narrow pillars. This well, both models come with a panoramic sunroof, so it showers the interior with light, so that gives it an ambience and a sense of spaciousness for a medium SUV that some lack. So that's another good thing. There are no squeaks, no rattles. Ventilation seems really good. The audio system seemed fine when I tried it out, and overall, it's certainly amply spacious for smaller families, or even teenage kids, family of 5, that sort of thing. So I think BYD is in with a real chance of securing the family car market that is after something with a bit of electrification. Well done, BYD. And if you want a reasonably sized boot, the Sealion 6 obliges to the tune of 574 litres, which is about class average amongst 5-seater plug-in hybrid SUVs nowadays. Access is easy, with a long and flat floor, but just remember that if you get a puncture, you'll be disappointed to find that tyre repair kit rather than a full-size spare wheel. Like we said earlier, not good enough, BYD. So, it's what's on the other side of the Sealion 6 that's the big deal here. 2 plug-in hybrid electric vehicle powertrains, dubbed DMI for dual mode intelligence in BYD speak, are available. The base dynamic is powered by a 78 kilowatt, 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine paired to a 145 kilowatt electric motor that is charged by an 18.3 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate blade battery. What a mouthful. With drive sent to the front wheels via an electronic CVT auto, maximum power and torque are 160 kilowatts and 300 Newton meters respectively. Meanwhile, the Premium uses a 96 kilowatt turbocharged version of that same engine, but adds a 120 kilowatt electric motor out back as well, allowing for all-wheel drive. Power jumps to 238 kilowatts and torque to a handy 550 Newton meters. The result? The Sealion 6's 0 to 100 kilometer sprint time tumbles from 8.5 to just 5.9 seconds. In both models, a trio of driving modes are included, which are Eco, Normal and Sport, while, as per most PHEVs, there are EV only, combined and petrol only drive settings. The latter, by the way, can charge a good portion of the battery on the move. Speaking of electricity, BYD says the Dynamic uses 16.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is 1 kilowatt hour less than the heavier premium all-wheel drive version. This equates to 92 kilometers and 81 kilometers of range respectively, though these figures are based on the overly optimistic NEDC protocols and not the more real-world accurate WLTP ones. Recharging at home needs about 9.5 hours, under 3 hours using a wall box, or about an hour with most DC public chargers. When the petrol engine does kick in, the Dynamic averages just 1.1 litres per 100 kilometres against 1.4 litres for the Premium all-wheel drive. That equates to about 1100 kilometres between refills, but note that the Sealion 6 sips from the more expensive 95 RON Premium unleaded petrol Bowser. Righto, BYD is pretty brave to risk bringing a brand new SUV to the former Holden Proving Ground that VinFast now owns, here just outside of Melbourne. So a brief drive along the performance track revealed a car that is fairly strong off the mark in terms of acceleration and really quiet because it takes off in EV only mode. It's only when you really need a bit of extra oomph for overtaking that the petrol engine kicks in, and it kicks in seamlessly. Like, it's not like you hear it. We're driving the highest spec of the two, so this is a 1.5 turbo with the all-wheel drive system, which means it's got 2 electric motors, and it's actually really fast, like zippy in terms of response. I also really like the suspension in terms of comfort and ride absorption on the really rocky road stretch that I've got here at Lang Lang. It's just felt controlled and refined, and there was a sophistication to it. And I think in that way, BYD at least keeps its premium positioning amongst Chinese cars. But the only thing that I didn't really like was the steering. It's just a little light and remote. It doesn't feel at all sporty or involving. It doesn't rattle or shake either, and it seemed at the high speed loop that we were going around to have quite a lot of confidence and control. But it's you know, there are better systems out there. So I guess what I'm saying is that this thing drives better than I expected, and I hold high hopes for it once we're out in the wilds of suburban Australia. I think people will like the ease and the quietness and just the relaxing nature of the Sealion 6. So first impressions are very positive, and yeah, so roll on when we can get behind the wheel of one out on Aussie roads. Okay, on first acquaintance, there's plenty to like about the BYD Sealion 6. It's well equipped, it looks pretty good, it's very comfortable, it rides well, and around here at Lang Lang, it seems to drive pretty okay too. However, we need to get it out on Australian roads just to see definitively how good it really is. I think it might dilute BYD's reputation as an EV only maker, because you do have to put petrol in it, but as the figures suggest, it doesn't use much of it anyway. So maybe as a stepping stone to your next EV, BYD really hits the mark. Anyway, you can read my full review at carsguide.com.au, and as always, thanks for watching.